Let's bring in Luke Gazdic today. Gaz, we were just talking about how our producer here really wants to get a bunch of tattoos, but still doesn't have one. Do you got any ink? You a big tattoo guy?
I'm completely free of ink. Honestly, I want, like, throughout my whole career, I wanted stuff, and I don't know. I was too scared to get it. I'm a fraud, so I don't know. I'm still naked. I got nothing.
I like it. Too scared to get it. I'm a fraud, because people are like, he fights for a living in the NHL. He's probably not scared of a needle, but I'm also scared of a needle. But I'm a softie. So
have you ever had an idea though? Has something popped out of your mind? Like you've been close?
Yeah.
Did you like design something on your own? You're like, I'm going to get this.
Yeah, I was really close, to be honest. When I was like early in my pro career, my mom told me she would cry if she ever saw that. And I kind of shied me away a little bit. But dude, like, I'm not kidding. Every tough guy I met was just covered in ink, like both sleeves, like tattoos on the neck. I'm like, dude, I got to get like something here to, match these guys. But no, maybe, you know what? Life's not done. I think I will eventually.
A couple teardrops on the cheek, hey?
One for every victim along the way. That would be pretty funny. Probably wouldn't go over well with Sportsnet now if you start getting your face tattooed.
But, he's a fighter.
I still think it's funny. Yeah,
things have changed.
Gaz, frustrating game last night, I think, because it kind of didn't look like either team really wanted it in the first 40 minutes, and then you get those 3 goals in 3 minutes, and then the game sort of goes into a lull again. And then it kind of seemed to me like the Oilers in the third period, like, oh man, like, we're not going to win this game. We better crank it up a notch. And then they dominated the third period, and Jake Allen stands on his head. It was just, too little, too late. But where was that in the first 40?
Yeah, you just said it, man. Like, is that not their MO? Like, this was such a classic Oiler game in the sense that, like, there's a team that comes from 3 hours south, has a hard game against the Flames last night. Like, in a back-to-back, you just get after them early. And I felt like both teams just tiptoed right into that one. And listen, the pride of Fredericton, like, Jake Allen didn't make a ton, but, like, he made them when he had to make them.
Yeah.
Make them, especially in the third. Like, he was unreal. I just thought, like, they let them off the hook early. That was a team that looks like, you know what? I'll give them some credit. Like, they worked their tails off. They killed penalties like crazy. But, like, from top to bottom, that roster doesn't scare me too much. And, like, fourth line has both of their goals. Jack Hughes, I didn't think was great. Like, it was just ripe for the picking. This is why I don't love 11-7 as well. I think what happened with Pods, right? You go down to 10 forwards, and I get it. Guys get more ice time. You get Connor out there a little more. I just think it messes up things. And I think, like, man, like, their fourth line scored 2, and they had 10 forwards. So I think, like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the way the lineup's structured. I know they're kind of behind the 8 ball without Leon, but just too little too late, man. It was really such a low event game for them. And by the time they started pushing, the game was over.
You mentioned Podkolzin, and we were talking about, him answering the bell last night. But I did catch you last night. I mean, did getting some shut-eye and some sleep help calm you down from what was called?
On the instigator.
You were pretty fired up.
It was bogus, man.
So I'm like watching it, and like before they even got separated, I'm not at Carolyn, but I was yelling at Carolyn, like, they better not give him an instigator. Like, I'm going to snap. Like, back in the day, I don't even want to say back in the day. I feel like this is a new thing in the league where it's like, you used to really, really have to go out of your way to get an instigator. Like, you had to,
like, your gloves were off, you were punching somebody, and then they were like,
exactly.
Okay, I'll do it. Like, yeah.
You're already punching. Like, you watch that replay one time, and you know what? Good on Kovacevic, like accepting it. Like, I will give him like a little bit of props for that. But man, he makes the hit, turns around, and his gloves are off before Vasily's are. Like, give me a break. I just think, like, that is the definition of 2 willing guys. Yeah, I get it. You're like kind of forcing him into it, but at the same time, he doesn't have to do anything. Like, how many guys do you see in the NHL? You don't have to fight if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Every single guy on the Florida Panthers, right? From Brad Marchand to AJ Greer, like that's the new thing in the league. So I don't know. I wasn't thrilled with that one. Mostly, like, it just puts them behind the 8 ball. Like, it gives down to 10 forwards for 17 minutes. So yeah, it's a tough spot, but good on Pods too, man. Guy battles.
How important has he become? Let's just stay there for a second. Like, he's scoring goals. They lose Leon, and they have to move Nuge, and it's Podkolzin that gets the bump up there with Connor McDavid. Scored a goal the other night. Did what he did last night. Like, he has, outside of the core guys, Podkolzin's become one of the most important players on the team, hasn't he?
100%. You need guys to do the grunt work, not just in your forward core as a whole, but on the individual line. And I feel like he's that guy, whether it's like getting in on the forecheck or even playing with a little grit. He has a little finish to his game. Like, he's come a long way, I think, for us. Like at the start, I don't know how many people were too sure about what, his ceiling was, which I don't even think he's close to yet. But man, he's been great. Can't say enough good things. Does a lot of hard work out there. And I love a guy who'll accept a good scrap every now and then.
9 times this year, the Oilers have had a chance to make it 3 wins in a row, and they haven't been able to get it done.
Can you believe that? Carolyn said that before the game. I could not believe they haven't won 3 in a row.
We talk about it here for the last 2 months.
That's insane.
Well, and this is what I'm kind of wondering. Like, if they could put together 3 to 5 in a row, they would be up there with Vegas fighting for the top spot in the division. But they can't. But they'll win like 3 out of 4. They just can't win 3 in a row. So my question for you guys is like, how much does that matter? Like, if they're winning 3 out of every 4, it's a 750 clip, and you got to be pretty happy with it. But you think as a group, you're like, okay, let's go get that 3rd one. But they haven't been able to do it 9 times. Like, how big of a story should this be, I guess?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's as big as we have to make it. But I mean, the 2 win streaks last year looked pretty good, did they not?
Yeah.
Do you, not off topic question, but do you think they need to win the division? Do you think that matters a ton in the grand scheme of things? Like what we've seen over the last couple of years, do you really think like getting home base with Vegas matters?
Not really.
I'm just curious. Like,
that's what it comes down. Well, you know what? I'll say this. I'd rather have a game 7 here in Edmonton versus Vegas than in Vegas.
Sure, yeah.
So maybe a little bit, but I don't think I'd say, they can't beat Vegas if they're on the road to
Vegas does scare me a little bit because I don't think they're done. I think they're going to add up front. And I don't know about a name like Panarin. Obviously, that's a really expensive guy. I just feel like, I know the Oilers will probably make something, but that Vegas team, like, I hope people appreciate how good you guys probably know. You've seen him a ton. That Rasmus Andersson, he's a hell of a hockey player. He is a really, really good defenseman and helps that team a lot. So I'm sure they're not done. It's the one team probably in the Pacific that, makes you most nervous about getting out of it.
And you can't, 50% retained. You can't count Vegas out of doing.
They saved money.
You mentioned Panarin.
Yeah.
If there's a way, they'll find it.
Does that not make sense? Does that not make so much sense for them to go out there and take a swing at the biggest free agent on the market, even if it's a rental? Like, it's just a guy that I feel like is tailor-made for the lot. He loves the limelight. They need a high skill guy up front. They need some help, not help scoring goals, but they could use another goal scorer. It reeks of
Vegas, though, buddy.
It reeks of a Vegas move with them putting like William Karlsson's not on long-term IR yet to miss the whole thing. So like they still have potentially that money depending on how his injury goes. But yeah, I just don't think they're done yet.
We've been talking about goaltending here in this market in a more positive light as of late, seeing, who's the better one to start as opposed to, who's playing better than the other guy. It's been more of a positive conversation than negative. And we asked yesterday, have the Oilers solved their goaltending? A lot of people saying, well, that'll be tested and answered come playoff time. But your thoughts on that? Has that position now for you been solved and the case been cracked?
Has it been solved? Well, as long as they're getting saves, I guess the problem is temporarily solved. I think Tristan gives them a chance to win last night. I think you carry 3 as long as you possibly can. The more, the better. But it's going to give, was it with Reed last week? It's going to give them some interesting conversations to have down the line here. Just because I know, I don't know how many times I have to say this, and I don't know how much fans probably hate hearing this, but a guy like Pick means a lot in the room. And
he does. Hey, that's a real thing.
You have no idea what kind of shockwaves that can send throughout a group whether he gets picked up or sent down. So you don't want to disrupt what they have going, but man, you got to ride the hot hand and whoever that is. And Tristan gave him a chance to win last night. That's all you can ask. Keep 3 around and continue with a bit of a tandem here. I am sure somebody is going to separate themselves. I would hope somebody plays well enough to separate themselves. And you take this thing kind of one game at a time, because I'm sure it'll eventually work itself out. And at the end of the day, the NHL is a business, man. People get hurt all the time, and they're going to have to go with what's going to make them the most successful with their on ice product.
When was the last time you remember seeing the 2-pad stack glove save mini barrel roll at the end of it?
Dude, I stood up in the studio.
That was nuts, wasn't it?
Unreal, man. Like, so good. I used to hate, because the only time we used to see it, goalies used to do that stuff in practice all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And just Sally right in your face. And it would goalies try to get under players' skin in practice way more than you guys could ever imagine or watch. Like, anytime they make a save, and I'm like, you would never do that in a game. Like, you would never try that in a game. So that's why I love seeing Jarge do stuff like that last night, because they try stuff like that, and it's cool to see them pull it out. That was awesome. That's straight old school. I'd like
to see a goalie bring that swag with every save in the National Hockey League. Like, every time,
over the top. Yeah.
No, a player scores on them, they're selling like crazy. Why can't a goalie?
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah,
that'd be funny.
Yeah, like Tim Thomas, maybe. I don't know who else played like that stand-up style. That's unreal.
Remember when Patrick Waugh thought he made the save and put his glove up like this and then banged in the air?
That's a tough. Yeah,
that was a Colorado Detroit series too, I think, which even stings a little bit more considering the rivalry that those guys had.
Are you guys scared of the? Are you guys one more? Are you guys scared of the Avs? Do you think a 7-game series?
I would say this. I think they're the only, and I don't want to throw shade at some of the other teams, including Vegas, but Colorado's the only one that really concerns me. You know, like, the Oilers can beat Vegas in a series, they can beat Minnesota in a series, they can beat Dallas in a series. We've seen that. I know the teams are different, but the Colorado one does. And Colorado has cooled it down a little bit, but
they can afford to.
They would be like. To me, it's not like this big three in the West when it comes to the Oilers. It's Colorado. And could they beat Colorado? Well, we have McDavid and Draisaitl going, you get decent goaltending, you probably beat anybody. But
that's what I said to Carolyn last night.
Yeah.
I was like, these two get with above average goaltending, the two kids can beat them by themselves, you know?
Yeah. So
anyway.
But I mean, are you worried about anybody else in the conference?
No, that's the thing. It's like, I looked down, man. We're going through the playoffs yesterday, and like, I was giving Mike Greer some props for going out and helping that team out, because I think they've worked their absolute tails off this year. But I'm like, playing San Jose in the first round, like, past that, is it Anaheim? Like, how is Seattle still kicking around?
Is it the Kings again?
Like, is it the Kings? And like, the thing that I don't worry about with the Central is they end up beating the crap out of each other. And then by the time they get to the conference final, it is like a banged up team that has already had to go through two really, really grueling series, whether it's, Dallas playing, teams twice. I just think it's a different route to get out of the Central than it is the Pacific.
Gaz, before we let you go, got to get your thoughts on the Jays coming up empty on Tucker and Bichette.
Bo's the one that kills me, just because there is nothing more than I hate watching drafted, developed guys walk right out of town, except maybe Mitch Marner. I just think Mitch rubbed some people in Toronto the wrong way, but like, Bo's been here for his career. I think they should have just brought him back right away for whatever he wanted. He might have taken it personally, but the free agent is one thing. Not swinging and missing on the free agent is one thing. Watching the hometown kid leave, seeing him in the next jersey, that's tough. That's tough. But
if they have so much money, they could have tried to make Bichette a priority, get him done, and then still go after Tucker.
That's what I would have done. The guy played on one leg in the World Series and still hit a jack in Game 7. Like, I just think he gave everything for that team. Disappointed to see him go, to be honest.
Guys, good stuff, man. We'll catch up with you again in a couple of weeks. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, fellas. Hey, I'll be at the game Saturday, by the way. If anybody listening or if anyone's there, I'm going to be at the Washington game. Come up and say hi. I'll just be cruising around.
In town on Saturday, hey?
Yeah, I'll be there. So come say hi if you see me, all right?
All right, there you go. That's Lou Gazdic in town and doing a on-the-spot autograph session at Ford Hall around 7 o'clock Saturday night.
I can't wait for the pick of him in wheels.
Yeah, a team's going to find him to track him down.
Monday morning, yeah.